I'm so excited to be here with you and for you to have shared this beautiful film with us. And you have 20 films under your belt. And I think that is a wonderful thing to celebrate.
20? Are you sure?
Maybe 21? Okay. You started as a ballerina, then an actor, and finally found your love writing and directing. Being self-taught brings an amount of naivety to how the film business works. Do you think it has allowed you to take bolder creative risks?
What's bolder?
Strong.
Plus intense. Fort.
C'est quoi le début?
Tu as pris des risques plus intenses parce que tu as été
Ah.
Freedom,
Ça,
really.
mais une balle, je ne sais pas si ça a à voir avec ça. En tout cas, ce qui est sûr, c'est que c'est parce que j'étais une mauvaise actrice.
She said, I'm not sure it has anything to do with it. One thing I'm sure about is that I was a bad actor.
A very, not bad, but almost bad. And I could observe the other actors when I play, because one time there is a director that put me in Esmeralda. Esmeralda is the character of Victor Hugo, very known Notre Dame. And I began actress like that, but I didn't choose. And after that, I began to write. What you say? Somebody says, I don't know what it is. What does it mean? Free, I don't think I was free, but I had to. It's Jacques Audiard that is one of the. He was a script writer at this time. He was not director, and he read my first script, and he says, "You have to go." I say, "Where?" He says, "You can direct it," because I prefer to sell it to have money, but it doesn't work like that. It was too singular, too special.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I mean?
Yes, and then he gave you the opportunity.
He encouraged me.
Encouraged you. Do you think not knowing anything about the film business, though, made you more fearless?
More stupid.
Yeah.
No.
So how did you educate yourself in film? Did you have films that were really influential? Did you study from books? How did you learn on set from being an actress? How did you know what you were doing?
I was in Portugal, and at this time in Lisbon there was no movies, very few movies. And one time my mother did a mistake. She thought that I was with her coming in Louis de Funès movie. You know, Louis de Funès is a comedy.
A comedy.
Mm-hmm.
And on a atterri chez Bergman.
We landed.
Dans une scène de viol.
Oh, in a rape
La
scene
Source.
from Ingmar Bergman.
Alors peut-être ça m'a fait quelque chose.
So that probably touched me and did something.
Ça m'a formé sur l'émotion.
That formed me about emotion.
Enfin, je dis des bêtises, hein, là, vous inquiétez pas.
I'm saying nonsense, she said, but
it's not true completely.
no, it's not, no.
So after
Elle me regarde comme si j'étais un peu ma boule. Look at me like bizarre.
why my glasses?
No,
I
I think she says that you look at her as if she's a bit crazy, but
No,
she's
no.
actually really jet lagged. Actually, she's jet lagged.
No, it's okay. I'm jet lagged too.
you
Yes.
come from which country?
Italy.
Okay.
Yes. After you directed your first film, you decided you were not going to make another one. What fear did you conquer to be able to continue on?
What? How you know that?
I know.
Because I don't
I heard
say.
you say it one time.
No, I have done Les histoires d'amour finissent mal en général. It was a movie, the first one, and I felt it was so difficult, the experience, nervous experience. And I say I have to to do another thing, and it's because Agnès Varda give me a price, and I say to her, maybe you are wrong. And elle m'a engueulée, elle m'a dit arrêtez de parler comme ça.
Oh, she gave her a hard time. She said, "Stop talking like that."
Et elle est assez autoritaire. C'est moi
She's very authoritarian.
And I have this prize from Fanny Ardant. And Fanny Ardant, when she gives me the prize, you are so magic, so singular, that maybe, it's, and I have to go on because I didn't, I cut le métier d'actrice. I didn't want to do anymore. And I was very young.
You felt like you were encouraged to do another one, even though it was painful, the first one.
The second one was painful, the third one also, and this one also.
I'm going to paraphrase this. I don't know if I have it right, but you once said that fear of living a normal life is greater than the fear of failure, and that's what drives you.
I am so stupid to say it. Like and now here I have to
Justify.
No, but in your career, do you know when the moment was where you were like, this is what I'm doing, this is what I have to do because I have no choice, where your heart takes you?
You are very lyric.
Yeah.
And I am, I am not very good for ordinary life. For example, le frigidaire est toujours vide.
The fridge is always empty.
Yeah, the fridge is always
J'ai un
empty.
rapport assez abstrait au quotidien.
Always daydreaming.
I have a very abstract rapport with day-to-day mundane life.
Yes, I understand you.
You understand?
I'm the same way.
You are Italian.
Yes.
It's for that reason. I speak Portuguese, but ça me sert à rien.
I speak Portuguese, but it's no use.
It feels like you will your pictures to creation. They feel so effortless. Can you talk about the metaphysical aspect of making pictures, of making Bolero?
Are you sure that metaphysical at this hour?
Everything is metaphysical.
With a French, it's existentiel.
Yes, too.
Alors, redites la question qui était intelligente. Tell me again the question.
Okay. For me, it feels like you will your pictures into creation. Like you just make them happen. They feel very effortless.
Tu les veux, tu les crées.
Ah, je décide de les faire, ça c'est sûr. Parce que Bolero, c'était quand même assez original de faire un film sur un grand musicien français, un grand compositeur.
So it was really an idea to make the movie about a big composer, a French composer.
And maybe because my father was so depressed, something like that helped me to do this one before he dies.
I was going to ask you about your father and the repetition of the music, if it's something that drew you to make this.
When I was adolescent, I hate classic music because I have so much concerts to at home, no, because the organs, it's something so big. But I want to hear Pink Floyd's or...
Yeah, sure.
And after that, I have the lute, what I say. And after that, I have done cello, piano. And now... I thought that I like the character also from Ravel, who is so inside, so hidden, and with this sense of absurde, de l'absurdité. Et c'est un personnage très mystérieux.
He's a very mysterious character.
Et j'aimais bien qu'il soit sans sexualité avérée.
And so I like the fact that he was without any specific sexuality.
Ne me demandez pas pourquoi.
Don't ask me why.
But he expressed that through his music, and that was his outlet, wasn't it?
Yes, because the music is so powerful and so amazing. But he could have a sexuality. It doesn't mean that, but nobody knows exactly what he's doing on the dans les cafés et dans les bordels.
Exactly.
Bon, j'ai inventé cette histoire de gants, mais j'ai imaginé que c'était une métaphore de sa sensualité.
So nobody really knows what he was doing behind closed doors and in bordellos, and I invented that whole scene with the
That's
gloves.
beautiful.
Yes. Vous voyez,
Very
avec
sensual.
très peu de choses. Pourtant, je suis une mauvaise actrice, mais avec très peu, en disant yes seulement, ça peut déclencher quelque chose.
So
Elle me regarde.
yes, so she said that just saying one word can start a whole conversation.
Gloves.
Les gloves et les gants.
Les gants, non, j'ai parlé d'autre chose, mais c'est pas grave.
Ah bon, d'accord.
So Bolero beautifully depicts the artist's point of creation. In the first 10 minutes of the film, Ravel is rejected. And there's this beautiful, haunting musical sound design that's repeated and built upon throughout the film. What was the idea symbolically, and how did you achieve it?
It was, as you say, to have the repetition in the clock, in a noise on a chair, on the factory, because that was really, it's a movie for me about creation, about the problem. He's empty at this moment, he's a sec. And it's the thing that interests me the more. It was the things, comment les choses adviennent.
How things happen.
Yeah, it was really beautiful. At the end of the film, you change styles to this postpartum world, and the film is now black and white, but there are very modern elements. Like you have the modern ballet ballerina, ballet
It's a
dancer.
man.
I know, a ballet dancer. Can you take us through the thought process of that scene?
J'avais envie d'avoir quelque chose qui continue, qui ne meurt pas et qui soit avec l'énergie de la danse mélangée. C'est quand j'ai pensé à ce danseur qui sort de l'orchestre comme un instrument lui-même.
I thought about something like this man who comes out of the orchestra.
He is a very known French dancer. He is from Opéra de Paris, and we have done this choreography together. For me, it gives energy, and the fact he dies, it's not real.
It keeps going. And there was an element of making it very modern to today, like the song lives on forever, you know?
Yeah.
Yes, and the flat, the house where he lives, it's the real house of him. It's the real piano, it's the real bed, everything is, because I had the right to do there. And
So it's like a museum now?
It's not a museum, it's a house you can visit with two persons only. And I don't know how I did convince the guy, the mayor,
The mayor, yeah.
mayor, to say yes. I didn't kiss him, I didn't give him money, but that's was very important for me because it's very difficult to do a house like that.
Yes.
It's very special. It's
Yeah,
so
lots of detail.
yes, and he's very thin. We could be five in the house, 5 persons, and I have 60 persons outside.
Oh,
And I
wow.
like the idea to be so few to shoot because it was like my first movie. Inside,
Yeah,
outside
that's
now,
amazing.
when it's
Outside now.
the opera now.
It is quite sad that Ravel doesn't remember that he's written this extremely famous song. It almost had taken a life of its own. It eclipsed all of his other accomplishments. In that vein, do you think art ultimately belongs to the artist or the audience?
Attendez, je réfléchis bien à cette question.
I'm going to think about that question.
Je pense à une phrase de Michel Bouquet, qui est un des grands écrivains
I think about the story of Michel Bouquet.
He's one of the most incredible French actor, like John Gielgud. Now he's dead. I have done a movie. The name was How I Killed My Father, and he said that a movie or a theater piece, when the people goes away, they have to be renseignés sur eux-mêmes.
They have to have knowledge about themselves when they leave.
To have something qui se répercute sur la personne. Et c'est ça, finalement, je trouve que c'est assez juste, ça. Je lui parle français, mais...
Je ne parle français un peu.
So she feels that, I mean, at least what this actor said is that when you come out of something like a movie or a play, it reflects something about yourself that you take away with you from it.
Yeah, so it grows into something else with whoever sees it and experiences it. Mm-hmm. You strike me as a woman who's above political games, but I'm wondering, as a female in the industry and as a young woman as you were when you started, if there were any challenges along the way.
To be a woman? It's
Eh.
better.
It's better. I think so too. But.
Since the beginning, I felt it's better because I don't know why. I am not the only one that thinks that. Because when I was in New York with Chanel, with Coco before Chanel, the questions were always the same. What it is to be a woman, to be a director? I say, I don't understand this question. Well, because it was like we are more fragile or more, I don't know. It's like, the festivals, which the name is Woman Festival.
Yeah.
Bon, ben non.
I'm so glad you're saying this because that's the way I just go forward. I just don't navigate the political maybe themes or issues that people want to talk about. And that's what I think we are created.
C'est comme si on faisait aussi des films plus sensibles parce qu'on était une femme.
Enfin,
on est transsexuel quand on est j'allais dire un homme, vous voyez, moi-même.
So it's as if you're making more sensitive movies just because you're a woman.
On se balade sur les personnages.
Definitely.
Mais c'est vrai qu'en France, il y a énormément maintenant de femmes réalisatrices, plus peut-être que dans d'autres pays.
So in France, it's true, we have way more women who are directors than more than probably in a lot of other countries.
Oui, je pense. Ne me regardez pas comme ça.
No, okay.
Vous me faites peur. Avec son basque, elle me fait un peu peur.
So being a filmmaker myself, I want to ask some practical questions. How long was a writing process, let's say on a Bolero or on a typical project that you do?
It depends. It's never the same. It depends if it's an adaptation. For example, the Doris Lessing I have adopted with Naomi Watts and Robin Wright. It was from a novella from the writer Doris Lessing, and it was 1 year with Christopher Hampton. Here it's not like you don't, on mesure pas le temps d'une manière, il y a une première version, puis on réfléchit, il y en a une deuxième.
So we don't measure time, we don't know, it depends from one project to another. Sometimes we have a version and then there's time in between, then we go back to it.
Mais bon, c'est assez
So
long.
it's not you just work on one thing, like not necessarily work on one project at a time.
Parfois, je travaille sur trois projets.
Oh, wow.
3 projects sometimes at a time.
Enfin, 2 times.
2 times.
That's great, because then you, when you get sick of one, you work on the other one.
Yes, and when you are sick about the 3,
You're in trouble. With the impact of new technology, do you shoot on film or have you embraced digital? Your films look like they're moving paintings. They look like they would be shot on film, but I'm curious. if you've moved on to digital?
I work with a DP very talentueux, Christophe Beaucarne, who is Belgium, and he works like it is in film.
But with
this
digital.
one is it digital. Yeah.
It looks really, really beautiful. So lastly, you jump from genre to genre. Adore or Perfect Mothers is a very provocative film. And then you make The Presidents, which is a comedy, and now a biopic with Bolero. What is a deciding factor in choosing the next story you want to tell?
Qu'est-ce qui te fait choisir le prochain projet? Un projet. Tu vas d'un projet, d'un style à un autre.
Well, because you do comedy,
But
thriller,
comedy,
drama.
But comedy is drama.
Yeah.
Good comedy is drama inversé.
And what makes you choose your next story? What is the...
C'est une rencontre, c'est quelque chose avec lequel je ressens une affinité ou quelque chose de personnel.
It's something like a meeting, something for which I have an affinity. It could be really personal.
It has to be personal. I have to feel. I like very much what Jacques says yesterday when he says that where you are hide, caché, où on est caché dans un film. Et ça, c'est secret, mais c'est vrai que moi, je ne peux pas fonctionner autrement que sur quelque chose de personnel, que ce soit comédie. Ça a toujours à voir avec une chose.
There has to be something hidden, no matter what kind of movie, whether it's a comedy or a drama.
Oui, c'est comme si on avait une part aveugle qu'on ne voit pas vraiment.
It's as if there's a part that you don't really see, as if you're blind somehow.
And then you discover it through making the film.
Yes, it's oui, un peu ça.
Yeah, and then we change a little bit, right? You change from film to film, one would hope.
Il y a des thématiques qu'on retrouve sur
There's some-
l'ambiguïté sexuelle.
Oh, sorry. There are some themes that we find again, especially on a sexual theme,
Sexual ambiguity.
sexual ambiguity.
Il y a quelqu'un qui a dit quelque chose.
Did someone say something? Does somebody want to ask a
Maybe this
question?
is a good time to open it up
Would
to the
somebody
audience.
like to ask a question? And if yes, could you speak loudly enough?
I have maybe an actor that
There are two people back
I
there.
work with.
Yes, go ahead.
Are you here, Payman?
Yes, get up.
No, get up, don't speak like that to him.
No,
C'est toi, Payman? It's you?
Merci mille fois, c'était exceptionnel.
Qu'est-ce qui parle comme ça? Je vois rien. Hein.
we don't see anything. It's really hard to see you. Could you speak a little bit louder?
Merci mille fois, c'était exceptionnel. The question I'll ask in English, there's a lot of music besides Bolero in the film. When you were shooting scenes, did you already have the music, the piano pieces in mind, many of them? Or
Yes.
did you think about adding that afterwards? How did these two go together? And also, did the novel by Jean Ravel also serve as inspiration for you, or did you have a completely different approach as a creator, writer of this story?
Thank you. Yes, I had all the musics chosen before the shooting, because I want to construct with music this movie, especially because it's the heart of the movie. And I think many people knows about Ravel 2 things or 3, and it's a way to discover the amazing genie de Ravel. And you say what you say after.
Est-ce qu'il y a un roman qui a été écrit?
Ah oui, Jean Echenoz. I have read Jean Echenoz, but it was the biography, the best biography, very, very big one. That was la source. Plus, c'est sa correspondance. Il y a un livre qui a publié sa correspondance. et qui montre le tempérament, sa drôlerie, son ironie.
So it's yes about the book, but it's also she read another book about his correspondence, and it talks about his irony, and is the fact that he can be exactly fun.
Et je recherche le nom du biographe de Ravel.
There's a biographer of Ravel as well, but I don't remember the number.
I know it's going to come in my head. Maybe 5 years he works on it, and I met him, and he didn't remember that this sentence. I feel that it's the most moving sentence when he says, "I wait." He's at the end of his life, and when he says that, I say to him, to the writer, "You remember this sentence?" And he cries. And I was completely surprised why he cries, because he was in the same situation than Ravel. He was also very, very weak.